Hello, viewers of Bangladesh and viewers around the globe. This is Upam Mahfouz, your host for the Moments Ahead. Today, we are not just here for another panel discussion or a typical TV or web show. We gathered today for something that transcends time, for a nation that has witnessed the writing of history for generations. It's the birthday of our beloved Sheikh Russell, the desired youngest son of the father of our nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. But even as we celebrate, our hearts are heavy because we remember that he is no longer with us, taken from us by merciless hands in that fateful years of 1975. They disregarded human rights, not allowing a child to live and perhaps to someday lead a nation. Today, we gather not just to commemorate our beloved Sheikh Russell, but also to engage in a meaningful conversation about the rights of generations to come. We have some distinguished guests joining us today. Mr. Junaid Ahmed Pollock, MP, State Minister for Information and Communication Technology, ICT Division, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Ms. Kantara K. Khan, Board Member, Shuchinta Foundation, and Mr. Azharuddin Bhuiya, Lecturer, Department of Law, University of Dhaka. We also have our honorable international guests with us, Mr. Payam Akhavan, international lawyer, a permanent member of the International Court of Arbitration. And we also have Colonel Retired Ashok Kumar Tara, who rescued Bangabandhu's family members from their Dhanmondi 32 residence on December the 17th, 1971. To begin our discussion, I am honored to introduce Mr. Payam Akhavan, an international lawyer and a permanent member of the International Court of Arbitration.
Sheikh Russell, the son of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the leader of the independence of Bangladesh. It would be ordinarily an occasion to celebrate, but sadly, it is an occasion to commiserate and to remember the callous, cold-blooded murder of a 10-year-old child in the early hours of August 15th, 1975. And not just the callous murder of a child, but a child who was forced to see the dead body of his mother before he was put to death. One has to search for an understanding of how it is possible for people to be so ruthless against an innocent child. Yet, what we can do on this sad occasion is to understand why we must establish human rights and the rule of law rather than perpetuating hatred and violence and murder. Since I first stepped foot in Bangladesh in the year 2007, when Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was a prisoner, and it has been remarkable for me and an honor to have represented her in those difficult days and to have witnessed how, with her freedom and her election as Prime Minister of Bangladesh, the country has witnessed a period of unprecedented prosperity. This deep primordial wound of the murder of her family, and especially the loss of her 10-year-old brother, is a wound that really cannot easily heal. So in remembering the tragic, ruthless murder of an innocent child, we are reminded that there are choices that we must make about the kind of future that we wish to build. One is a future based on lawlessness, violence, and oppression, and another is a future based on respect for human rights and the rule of law. So on this sad occasion, I convey my heartfelt commiserations to Honorable Prime Minister, to her family, and all those for whom Sheikh Russell was a dear and loved family member. And I wish more than anything a future in which these horrible images will never be visited again.
Being such a great personality, Mr. Payam Akavan gave us his valuable words about Sheikh Russell. The heinous crime that took place in the past. Viewers of Bangladesh and viewers around the globe, please join me in welcoming Mr. Azharuddin Bhuiya, a distinguished lecturer from the Department of Law at the University of Dhaka.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this auspicious occasion on the International Seminar on the Sheikh Russell Day 2023. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was enacted the Children Act 1974, which was one of the first legislations around the world which gave better protection towards children of that time. 15 years after the Children Act was enacted, the International Convention on the Rights of Children was adopted by the United Nations. The parliament led by Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, it gave better protection towards child from acts of cruelty. But unfortunately and quite regrettably, his own son, Sheikh Russell, who was named after the great British philosopher Bertrand Russell, he could not avail this remedy when he was given the barbarous tour of his parents' dead body over the staircase lying in his own home. We often see acts of murders every now and then, but why do we particularly talk about these murders? It is because there was violation of human rights on behalf of the state immediately after this heinous commission of crimes of murder. Immediately after the commission of these murders, government run by Khandakar Mushtaq Ahmed, he promulgated an ordinance called Indemnity Ordinance. It was an infamous law that actually indemnified all the criminals who were involved in the commission of these murders. Later on, we have seen that in 1978, military dictator General Zia, he gave this ordinance the status of a law in the parliament and gave it a constitutional status. So as a result, until 1996, when Indemnity Ordinance Repeal Act was promulgated by the Awami League-led parliament, only in 1996, when one of the aides of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Mr. Muhitul Islam, he could actually, once this Repeal Act was passed in the parliament, this first information report could be filed in the police station, and ultimately the process started towards justice. And finally, in 1998, we have seen that the subordinate courts in Bangladesh actually convicted the criminals under section 302/34 of the penal code. So it means that they have absolutely committed the crime of murder, and it's equivalent to first degree murder under the US penal jurisprudence in the United States. We have seen numerous attempts by successive governments, including Khandakar Mushtaq's government, military dictator Zia's government, military dictator Ershad's government, and then Khaleda Zia's government when she denied to pass the Repeal Act. So it means that this entire anti-Awami League force worked in concession with each other to stop this prosecution from justice being happened in Bangladesh. So it's an act of human rights violation. It is a breach of human rights obligation of the state. After Sheikh Hasina's government came into power in 2009, when ultimately the death penalty of these perpetrators were confirmed by the appellate division of the Bangladesh Supreme Court, we have seen that immediately 5 perpetrators were executed according to the judgment. However, there were a number of perpetrators who were living abroad during that time. So afterwards, we have seen that in 2007, United States deported one of the convicted criminals, and he was deported because his political asylum was over. And currently, we know about the whereabouts of two other perpetrators, Rashid Chowdhury and Noor Chowdhury. Rashid Chowdhury is living allegedly in California. United States is denying to deport him or sign an extradition treaty with Bangladesh. However, we know that there are a number of states in United States itself where death penalty itself is permissible. It's a shame that United States itself, which promotes human rights around the world, but it is blocking the way for executing justice in Bangladesh. The other perpetrator, Mr. Noor Chowdhury, who is in Canada, the Bangladesh government is in a discussion with the Canadian government about the execution of an extradition treaty with Canadian government.
Mr. Azharuddin Bhuiya, thank you very much. Now we have a personality who addresses thoughts as she is the board member of a think tank organization named Shuchinta Foundation, Ms. Kantara K. Khan.
The entire life of Sheikh Russell, if we see, we hardly find him enjoying his time with his parents, as Bangabandhu has always been working for the people of Bangladesh, especially for the rights of the people of Bangladesh. Russell was very charismatic in the sense that when we see him visiting with his father to different foreign countries after Bangabandhu became the president, we would see a very confident young boy wearing a safari suit, smiling at people, shaking hands with people. A personality at that very age, he knew what leadership was. All these things made him a born natural leader. Again, something those men on the 15th of August were scared of. A young boy of 10 years brutally killed with his family members on that particular night. And right after that, the indemnity ordinance, Ziaur Rahman putting it into the constitution. I do not understand that happened in Bangladesh, but what happened to the international community? What were they doing? Why did they not react? We have seen that there have been Children Act before, where they have said they will protect children. What happened? What about protecting those 5 children? At that time, Arjumuni was also pregnant. So there was a baby there too. So 6 children died only because they were family members of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of the nation. And nobody protected, nobody protested anywhere. That is where I am scared. We need to stand up and tell the world that this is not accepted. And Awami League government, ever since it has come to power, has been working towards that effortlessly. There have been several policies that have been taken into account, such as National Child Labor Elimination Policy 2010. We have National Children Policy 2011. We have Children Act 2013. We have Domestic Protection and Welfare Policy 2015. We have Child Marriage Restraint Act 2017. And in terms or in view with SDG 1, 2, 3, 4 and 16.2, which says violation against child is something that we should work for. These have been in progress and we have been working towards that. Not only that, children are now getting more educated. Sheikh Russell Digital Lab, Sheikh Kamal training institutions. This will enable our children to be more skilled, will be more ready for the world. And for this, only policies don't work, and that Madam Prime Minister knows, and that's why she has been implementing these policies from the very ground level. Most of the schools in our area are already equipped with Sheikh Russell Digital Lab.
Thanks, Kantara K. Khan, for your valuable words. Talking about the violation of rights, one of the biggest violation of human rights, as I mentioned before, in the history of our nation was in the year 1975, the assassination of Sheikh Russell. Today, we have someone who rescued Sheikh Russell and his family proudly against all odds in the year 1971, the retired Colonel Mr. Ashok Kumar Tara.
I must thank the organizers who have invited me and honored me to speak on this great day. From the very beginning, I'll say I would like to call it a Russell Children Day, because Russell was not the only child of Bangabandhu. He was the face of the million of children of Bangladesh. I know him since 17 December 71 after Liberation War. I came in contact with him when the first family, the family of Bangabandhu, was rescued. It is very strange that the people are so inhuman while treating with the children. I still remember, I saw in the eyes of the Russell, he looked at me and said, all children in Bangladesh are our children. I want the same spark of Jai Bangla in the eyes of all the children. Our present Prime Minister Honorable Sheikh Hasina is pursuing the dream of Bangabandhu. She knows the child is the wealth of nation, is the future of nation, but above all, he is pride of nation. And she wants that pride to be kept, maintained, to make Bangladesh a progressive nation. There are so many things to say, but I'll say that we must stand with her, everyone, to ensure that the abusive life of children, not only for Bangladesh, but all over the world, should be eliminated.
I would like to take this moment to thank Mr. Ashok Kumar Tara, who took his time off to give his valuable words for us. It's an honor for us to have his words about us. Sheikh Russell, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the sparks that he saw in Sheikh Russell's eyes, the personal encounters with the
রাসেল জয় বাংলা বলে ঘর থেকে বেরিয়ে আসেন। বাইরে তখন চলছে মহান মুক্তিযুদ্ধের বিজয় উৎসব। স্বাধীনতার পর বঙ্গবন্ধু যখন প্রধানমন্ত্রীর দায়িত্ব নিলেন, প্রথমবারের মতো মুক্ত জীবনের স্বাদ পেল ছোট্ট রাসেল। ভর্তি হল ইউনিভার্সিটি ল্যাবরেটরি স্কুলে। কচিকাচার দলের সঙ্গে ছিল তার অবাধ মেলামেশা। বাড়ি থেকে দেওয়া টিফিন ভাগ করে খেতেন বন্ধুদের সাথে। সুসম্পর্ক ছিল শিক্ষক থেকে গৃহকর্মী সকলের সাথে। জাতির পিতার সন্তান হিসেবে তার মধ্যে কোনো অহংকার ছিল না। শেখ রাসেল ছিলেন দুরন্ত, প্রাণবন্ত, দীপ্তিময়, দুর্জয়। তার দুরন্তপনার সঙ্গী ছিল বাইসাইকেল। 1975 সালের 15ই আগস্ট কাল রাতে ধানমন্ডির 32 নম্বর রোডের 677 নম্বর বাড়িতে বাবা মা ও পরিবারের সদস্যদের সঙ্গে ইতিহাসের নৃশংসতম হত্যাকাণ্ডের শিকার হন শেখ রাসেল। নিষ্পাপ শিশু রাসেলের আকুতিতে কর্ণপাত করেনি পাষাণ ঘাতক চক্র। বুলেটের আঘাতে নৃশংসভাবে ক্ষত বিক্ষত করে নিষ্পাপ শিশু শেখ রাসেলের বুক। শহীদ শেখ রাসেল তার মা, ভাই, ভাবিদের সাথেই শায়িত আছেন বনানী কবরস্থানে, আর ইউনিভার্সিটি ল্যাবরেটরি স্কুলে রয়ে গেছে তার মোরাল। অথচ আজ রাসেলের তৃপ্ত পদচারণা থাকার কথা ছিল পিতার প্রতিষ্ঠিত স্বাধীন বাংলাদেশের মানচিত্রে। নৃশংস ঘাতকরা সেদিন শিশু শেখ রাসেলকে হত্যা করলেও হত্যা করতে পারেনি শেখ রাসেলের আদর্শকে। নিশীথের তারা হয়ে, আলোর প্রদীপ শিখা হয়ে বাংলার প্রতিটি ঘরে আদর্শ শৈশব হয়ে অনন্তকাল বেঁচে থাকবে শেখ রাসেল। শুভ জন্মদিন শেখ রাসেল। শেখ রাসেল দীপ্তিবয়, নির্ভীক নির্মল দুর্জয়।
Youth always bears surprises. Youth always bears potential. Speaking of the youth, here's someone who embodies the spirit of the new generation and the future of our nation. Our next guest is no ordinary figure. He is Honorable State Minister, the ICT Minister. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Junaid Ahmed Polok MP. The dynamic personality has taken the realm of information and technology to soaring heights, leading us on the journey towards smart Bangladesh.
Today, 18th October, marks a special day, the birth anniversary of Sheikh Russell. Sheikh Russell was the youngest child of father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and Bangamata Sheikh Fazilatunisa Mujib. And today, we are gathered here to celebrate his 60th birthday. Respected Sheikh Rehana wrote in her descriptions that Russell was like a doll, and he had a beautiful smile. Russell's two eyes were full of infinite surprise. Sheikh Russell had a natural simplicity and innate quality to attract others. Although Bangabandhu shared a public life and his home used to be his office and place of political gathering, and often Russell would sit in the middle of the conversations and just he observant. Russell was only 10 on August 15th, 1975, when he was brutally assassinated along with most of his family members. He was just a student of class 4. His family members were killed one by one before his eyes. Our little Russell felt the pain that no one in a civilized world can endure. Right after the dark night of the history of Bangladesh, the martial law regime enacted the indemnity ordinance to allow immunity from facing judicial trials. For around 20 years, the humanity fought, and during Awami League tenure in 1996, the Indemnity Act was put to a full stop, setting the stage for a transparent judicial process. This journey was long, but it was necessary to ensure that the demands of the law were met and justice to be served. This remarkable judgment stands as a proof of our government's commitment to uphold human rights, international conventions, and rule of law. And after over 50 years of that crime, here we are trying to keep our little Russell spirit alive. Our government has always been deeply committed to the cause of the child and youth rights in our nation. We address challenges ranging from access to quality education, healthcare, and nutrition to protection from exploitation, child labor, and early marriage. And even in the growing digital age, we are addressing cyberbullying and online harassment to provide our children a better life, be in physical or digital world, through series of initiatives. Last year, we partnered with UNDP Bangladesh in awareness of the cyber security awareness for children. We fundraised together and introduced a global award named Bangabandhu International Cyber Security Awareness Award, through which we will be celebrating students, parents, institutions who are working to ensure a safe cyberspace for our children. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and also Honorable Advisor to the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Mr. Shahid was a joy. Skill development of our children has also been prioritized since 2015. Under Sheikh Russell Digital Lab project, we have established 13,000 labs, school-level education institutions located across the country, with a target to establish 35,000 by 2030. We have also established 300 Sheikh Russell Schools of Future located in every district and sub-district of the country, equipped with the technological instruments for an interactive children system. These platforms are paving the way for our children becoming skilled on various technological subjects like basic productivity elements, programming, robotics, and so on. We have partnered with UNICEF Bangladesh and launched digital portal named Kishore Bataon, an education platform providing school education based on gamifications. Not just a political figure, but as a citizen of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, I am deeply committed to the safeguarding of children and youth in our nation. Children should be a free spirit like our little Sheikh Russell. We must strive to create a nation where the rights of the children and youth are upheld. The challenges they face are addressed, and their active participation in nation building is encouraged. Building on 4 pillars, Smart Bangladesh Vision 2041 envisions for a country with infinite opportunities led digitally competent, innovative and collaborative, progressive, ethical, secular and compassionate youths of the country. Youths will play a key role in creating public-private services through e-participation and will work together on Gen AI-centric frontier technology platforms and will also make necessary policy transformations towards building a knowledge-based society. And today's children will become tomorrow's youth and will lead Bangladesh towards an economic and technological excellence. And we will keep on working for an enabling environment for our children. Be innovative and smart. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much, distinguished guests, for your presence. Let's ensure that never again should anyone experience what Sheikh Russell experienced. Let this dark chapter of history never be repeated in Bangladesh or anywhere else in the world. As we wrap up, I'd like to leave you with these timeless thoughts. As we wrap up, I'd like to leave you with this timeless thought. True prosperity is the result of well-placed confidence in ourselves and our fellow man. It's a sentiment we have all heard, yet its relevance never diminishes. We, as a nation, global citizens, will forever stand vigilant, ensuring the safeguarding of human rights and children's rights. Together, we can create a better world, one where every voice is heard, every child is protected, and every right is upheld.
আমি কত করে ডাকি, ও আমার পরাণ পাখি, আমি কত করে ডাকি। একটা বারের জন্য তোকে দেখতে পাবো নাকি, আমার সোনা পাখি। আমার মানিক বুকে নাই, রাসেল রে তুই ফিরে আয়। আমার মানিক বুকে নাই, রাসেল রে তুই ফিরে আয়। ও ভাই রে তুই ফিরে আয়। একটা পাখি যেমন রাসেল ছিল তেমন, আব্বা মায়ের বুকের ভেতর তো সারাক্ষণ। একটা নদী যেমন বইতো রাসেল তেমন, সারা বাড়ি খেলতো খেয়া জলেরই মতন। আজকে যত দামাল ছেলে দেশ গড়ার কাজে, তাদের দেখে টের পাই রাসেল বেঁচে আছে। শেখ রাসেল, শেখ রাসেল নির্ভীক দীপ্তিময়, শেখ রাসেল, শেখ রাসেল